Thank you very much. So we got Karen now. We're going to bring Karen into the room.
Hi, how you
Karen.
doing? I had some
Good.
technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Do you know Richard?
I do not know Richard. I followed you just the other day on Instagram. How you doing, Richard?
Fantastic. Very well, thank you. Very well. And look, don't be concerned with the technical issues. If it's any consolation, Dr. Chafee also had some technical issues. So
Good. You know, I'm following some big people today. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Chafee, Rachel. Woo, look out. Who am I? You're wondering, who am I?
Well, who are you, Karen? Give us your story.
My name is Karen Miles. You can find me on Instagram. There's my name, Karen S. Miles.3. I'm a 4.5-year carnivore. I did low carb for 2 years and 3 months prior to that. I loved low carb. I got off my cholesterol pills, my high blood pressure, my CPAP machine, all that gone. I was happy to be off of that, but it still wasn't what I needed. Her doctor Barry talk about carnivore. Just eat meat, just eat meat. Who eats meat? Are you crazy? I thought like everybody else, right? And I gave it a shot. And I'm like, let me try this because I had major ankle pain. And in 3 days, I know you hear a lot of people say that, but in 3 days, it was gone. My ankle pain that I had for like weeks. So it's a thing. So I'm like, if my ankle pain got better, what else can I do? 4.5 years later, here I am. And it's been great. Loving it.
It is great. And one of the things that I really love about you, firstly, is you're very enthusiastic, but you're also very clear with your, oh, hello, very, very clear with your advice. And you recently did an experiment where you tracked your calories and you talked about weight loss. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, okay, so I'm in Kelly Hogan's group. I've been with numerous groups. That's where I met you, Stephen, on the Steak and Butter Gang a few years back. So it's fun to be in these communities and have a try and stuff. So I've been tracking my calories. I've been tracking them, and I'm only 5'1". I'll be 65 in 3 months. I'm pretty active. But anyway, I put my numbers in a TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, chart. And it showed I needed so many calories, and I was trying to eat to that. Then, I was up and up and I found out I was under eating like for a while. Like, what? Because I play pickleball like 3 days a week, kayak at least once a week. I'm on my bike numerous times. I say I'm hiking. I go walking up and down the hill by my house, and I call that hiking. That's not really hiking, but it's close enough. It's using my big muscles. I'm bigger, my legs, my butt, all that stuff. So I like to hike up and down this hill. So I'm kind of active. So I said, let me put in a little more activity that will bump me up a couple hundred calories. And I found I was under eating. Was I always under eating? No, I overate a lot. So much that I've gained 19 pounds the last couple of years. So I'm like, I'm going to get this off. So just in the month of April, I got 8 pounds off just in the month of April. So I'm fired up. It's been a little, June was a little rough, and right now I'm vacation. I've been partying too much, not partying. I'm on vacation right now. I'm in New Jersey. I live in Illinois in the United States for you foreigners. And I've been socializing a lot. I just had a meetup a couple of weeks ago in the Chicago area. And I love meetups. By the way, I'm passionate about meetups. Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, who you're having on here, got me into it a few years ago. And now I'm addicted. Now I host them myself. I've hosted over 20 of them. Some are small with like 4 people, but some are just had 36 people the other day. And it's called the Naperville Meetup in the Chicagoland area. And I never just do the meetup. We went hiking, just not far, couple miles or whatever. We do the meetup. A lot of times people stay at the hotel. We hang out together. And the next morning I teach people how to play pickleball. So it's a multifaceted weekend. People come for the weekend. It's a lot of fun. Good time. So
good time. See, one of the things about your calorie experiment was you were surprised that you added calories but still lost weight, which seems counterintuitive.
It did surprise me. I'm like, what? So when I'm less active, I say to myself, you don't need 1,800 calories, Karen. You could go down on your calories. So sometimes I'll adjust it, maybe have 16 calories and go in a deficit. Like yesterday, I only walked 10,000 steps. I didn't play pickleball. I didn't bike. I didn't do any of those other things. So for me, that's a light day. But some days, the other day, I did 3 hours of pickleball. I biked and I walked the hill a bunch, and they still, I don't care. I really don't care. But I gained 0.4 pounds. I really don't. I just got a digital scale in October, and I got on it. And at that time, I had just turned 64. And it said I was 70 years old. I'm like, what? I was so mad. My friend's like, throw that thing out. But I mean, I'm very active. So I'm like, I don't feel like I'm 70. I'm pretty active. So I, I, I know some people say, oh, these legs, my legs are kind of chunky still. I'm like, oh, these chunky legs. I wish I could lose weight on them. Whatever. I know it. We lose it all over. But I don't ever badmouth my legs. My legs allow me to do a lot of things. So I cannot badmouth my legs. I'd like to be a little thinner, but that's okay. So yeah. So the calories, I'm playing around with it. I track it. I have a tracking sheet. And I put the date, what I weighed, the date, the calories. I've added movement to it. I've added bowel movement. I've added how I slept and other little notes. Like I was traveling the other day, so I wrote. So I know that was all jacked up, even though I ate a carnivore. But then I weigh myself the next morning. So today I'll write down my calories. Say I had 1,750 calories. Tomorrow morning, I'll get on the scale and I'll write it down, same line where I had the date and the calories. The next morning's scale, I'll put that down. So I'll see if any of that movement, any of those the calories I did, if that made any difference. So that's was eye opening for me to do that. That's working for me, so I'm doing it. There's a long spreadsheet from February. Yeah.
Now, you were one of those people that suffered with leg cramps as well when you started. How did you
I still do have leg cramps occasionally. I've had leg cramps since I've been low carb, and I'm almost going on 7 years on all this stuff. And I've had leg cramps since I was pregnant, and I've had leg cramps since I was low carb and carnivore, and it's going to be going on 7 years. And I just can't kick it. I've done electrolyte, elements. I've done Relight. I've done my own snake juice that I make myself. Thank you, Jackie Jam, for that recipe. Sometimes, I've upped my magnesium, potassium, new salt, low salt. I've done like a ton of different things. And when they hit me, there's a couple of things I do. Actually, I'm traveling. Like I said, I'm on vacation at my brother's house. And I have a baggie in my shower kit with mustard packets. If I get a cramp that's extreme, like I get mild ones, all I could do is breathe them through. Sometimes they're moderate, I have to stand up. But if they're extreme, I have to take a packet or two of mustard. And that usually makes them go away. So that's really good. Another trick I learned is if you're squeezing your abdominal muscles, it makes the cramp go away. That's a trick you don't hear too much. I even paid money on Dr. Chafee's chat one time to tell him that. He's like, and him and Nisha both said, oh, I'm going to get a cramp tonight so I can check it out. But sucking in your abdominal muscles, I think it makes your mind think of your abdominals and it makes my cramp go away. Not every time, but it's happened. And I told other people about it. And they said they had success with that as well. So you never know. It's just another tool for your tool belt.
Richard, have you got any questions? I told you Karen was full of energy.
I'm just blown away and enjoying the story. It's nice to have a breather for 2 minutes, isn't it? 7 hours and 22 minutes in. I'm just happy to listen to Karen's incredible.
My brother's like, what are you guys going to talk about? I said, carnivore. What else is there to talk about?
So, you mentioned family there.
No, I live in Illinois. I'm 1,000 miles away. When I come to New Jersey, there's a lot of Brazilian markets around here, meat markets. And I bought a picanha the first night, cooked it up, and I bought 4 more sets. I love picanha. Can you guys get picanha there? Top sirloin cap, rump cap, do they call it where you're at, I think? Do you know?
Rump
Rump with the fat cap on it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites, and I can hardly find it at home. I have to have it special ordered. Last time I got it from a different grocery store in Illinois, he cut off almost all the fat. I'm like, oh my gosh. So next time, if I use that butcher, I have to say, leave that cap on. 'Cause that's divine, right?
Yeah, it's handy you mentioned that because I do a meal plan, for instance. People don't realize that the way butchery is done in Britain is different to in America. So when they actually cut the animal up, it's different. So you end up with different cuts, different steaks.
Right.
And it isn't like you can say uh, skirt is this in America and it's this in Britain.
Right.
Sometimes they just don't correlate at all. But yeah, we have rump steak, but we leave the fat on anyway. So we would
Okay.
call it a rump cap because you're talking about the fact that there is a fat cap on there. Because, yeah, if you see what I mean. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. Family and friends, when you first said you were going to do this, what did your family and friends think of you?
They all thought I'm nuts. Oh, you're nuts anyway, Karen. And now you're doing this. And when I did low carb, they were like, good for you, good for you. But carnivore, we didn't know that's a notch up, a lot higher. And they think I'm a little crazy. At one time, I had on my husband's side, there was 7 of us doing carnivore last early winter. 7 of us. But I think there's like 2 of us now out of the 7. But a lot of them are doing low carb now. I'm okay with that. Because we all know low carb is a whole lot better than the standard American diet. So I'm okay that they're doing that. They're still meat heavy. It's there. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, enjoy yourself.
I mean, so what made you do it though? Was it a few influencers? Was it just
Yeah, hearing Dr. Berry say it, they mentioned Kelly Hogan. Who is this lady? So I searched for her before she had a YouTube channel. I had to search for her and found her, and I fell in love with her and her enthusiasm. And actually, right now, as you know, we're really good friends. We talk every day. She'll send me the videos to look at, me and a few other gals to look at before she puts them live. And say any tidbits or whatever. And it's kind of fun.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, to have that sort of editorial say in Kelly Hogan's output, this is excellent.
The first carnivore I met was Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, who lives 3 miles away from where I'm at right now. I was visiting in New Jersey during the C word, when everything was locked down. And I contacted her ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going to be in your area. She didn't know me at all. I'm going to be in your area. I'd like to walk on the boardwalk with you. She's like, oh, great. So we met on the boardwalk. I said, can I hug you? You don't know me. I hug you. So we walked along the boardwalk. You always see her walking on the ocean, right? Along the ocean. So we walked along there, and that was cool. So she was my first carnivore I ever met. And she had said to me, let me have a little meetup while you're here. Don't forget, it's the heart of everything was shut down. So there were like 7 or 8 of us who went to this restaurant. We ate outside, and nobody wore masks and stuff. It was wonderful. It was wonderful to meet her. So I got to meet her. And now every time I come to Jersey, I would see her. But so she had a big meetup. She's had this will be the 4th annual big meetup. She's had other ones. I say I've been at every one because I was at that little one during the lockdown. But yeah, that's September 7th. That's a big one. I say it's the meetup of all meetups. And I'll be coming back to New Jersey for that meetup. That's a good one.
Yeah, brilliant. So you were talking about you still want to tweak how you look. I mean, do you incorporate fasting? Do you mess around with that sort of thing?
No, I don't. I did a 3-day sardine fast, but to me, that's not a fast because I'm still eating. I did start lifting weights in October. I started lifting weights, and I see a body composition change from that. I feel stronger. When I go on a 15-mile bike ride, I feel like we go a lot longer. When I play 3 hours of pickleball in 85-degree heat, I feel good. I'm not totally spent. So I like that, and I really credit that from lifting weights. And I'm doing some more functional movement. I saw something on Instagram and doing some odd movements. So I'm doing some odd movements with the weights, not just, lifting weights and doing all those things. I'm twisting and turning and with a long bar, doing different things. I'm liking that. I like it. Just
Yeah,
changing
it
things
keeps,
up.
yeah, changing things up. It keeps life really interesting.
Yeah.
Come on, Richard, you must have a question or two there.
So I was just busy posting about our private school group, which I don't know if Karen is part of. So I was just dropping in the comments. I don't think it's been posted. I'll have to try again now. But it might be good to get you on there one day to spread your story. But yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, it's what age were you, Karen, if you don't mind me asking? When
I'll be 65 in 3 months. 3
okay,
months.
so how old were you when you began? 7 years prior, you said.
Yeah. No, well, I did low carb before that. I was 61 or just turned 60 or so when I just started. And yeah, life is good. Life
And
is
you've
good.
noticed some incredible positive changes in regards to health and well-being. So it just goes to show that age is just a number. This is something that I say almost on a daily basis, probably because I don't want to resign to the fact that my body is going to start becoming decrepit at some point. But I'm 40.
Okay, you look great.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'll take it. I don't think I look 40, but that's up for debate. But I'm healthier and fitter than I've ever been prior to this. Stephen, who's how old are you now, Steve? 60?
60.
60, and he looks in his 40s, in my opinion. I genuinely believe that this is the magic elixir. I think we put far too much weight on age as a number, and we blame it for many things when the reality is the human body is capable of much, much more than we give it credit for. And when we make the correct changes in nutrition, health, and well-being, our bodies thank us for it, and they allow us to do things that we can only dream of prior to that. But I'm 40. I'm the healthiest and fittest I've ever been. I don't know if you can say the same now at your age. I should imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Healthiest.
in better shape now than I was in my 30s. I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. And that's a statement, isn't it? And I think that you are testament to that fact that it's never too late, because I mentioned just before you came on in regards to people who are closest to us don't want to listen to the advice that we give. Close family members, we have this magic elixir, but they don't want to listen to it. They look for excuses not to gravitate down the journey, whether it be that they think we're misinforming or whether it's through sugar addiction, who knows, but maybe a combination of both. But my mother agreed yesterday that she was going to make a positive change towards eating more animal proteins because of some health conditions. She's 65, and it's taken me nearly 10 years, a decade, to get her to make that decision. So it's never too late. It's age is just a number.
That's right. That's right. It really is. It really is. So I was a good athlete in my high school and college years. I played. I got a full scholarship to go to college to play field hockey, and I was a PE teacher afterwards. And I was obese, and it was disgusting. I was obese. And now in my later years, I just retired a year ago. Later years of my PE career, I felt better about myself because I dropped weight and I looked better in my job, doing my job as a thinner PE teacher. And I just the other day got word that my college field hockey team is going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame for Western Illinois University. So I get to, go get honored with that with my teammates. So that's cool. That's me. Yeah.
Wow. That is brilliant. Yeah.
Another plug. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go on, Karen. Carry on.
Just another plug for meetups. I'm having one with Amanda Ratke, who's a rancher from North or South Dakota. That's going to be in LaSalle, Illinois, September 20th, I think. And there's another one, Audra Coleman, my buddy, who was watching. Hi, Audra. She's having one. Oh, I should have written this down. I know she's yelling it out loud to me right now. August 20th is Amanda Radke's in the Chicago area. And September 21st or 20th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hit me up if you're on Instagram. I'll be glad to tell you the exact details because I might be messing those up. But anyway, like I said, I'm passionate about meetups. I already talked to Dr. Lisa Friedman, September 7th. Get a ticket for that. Mine, you don't need a ticket. Audra's, you don't need a ticket. But get to a meetup. Have you guys been to a meetup? before, guys? Have you had them in the UK?
Well, we have met sort of, and we've done sort of like presentations and things like that.
Okay.
It's been a little bit more formal
Okay.
than just me.
I tell you, there's nothing like hanging out, sitting around the table, having coffee, eating a meal with those carnivores. We even have at the hotel. We purposely got one at our last meetup, the last 2 years, that has a grill, and we cooked food on the grill for the people staying at the hotel. We had a Kelly Hogan seltzer tasting party. We had 20-some different kinds of seltzers because he's a seltzer water nut. I mean, we just have a really good time at these meetups. I can't stand
Yeah.
for things about them.
But I think you mentioned you mentioned Kelly's online groups, and Richard was talking about our group. I think there's nothing better than community. If you can't get out of the house, or if you can't afford to travel, if you have an online community, at least you don't feel like you're the weird one that's eating in an odd way and nobody else in the world does it, because there's hundreds of people online that are sharing their stories and recipes and their lifestyle, and also their frustrations. Like, my husband doesn't want to do this. He thinks I'm mad, but I've lost 20 pounds. Why can't he see it? So it's always good to talk to other people, I think. Make the effort to realize you're not crazy. You're not the only one in the world doing it. And in fact, there's millions of people doing keto, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, I think, doing carnivore now because it's so popular.
We'll never know exactly what the number is, Stephen, we'll never know how many people you've influenced with the things you said to so many people about this medical stuff. We'll never know. Richard, I just met you. I don't really know a lot about you, but it sounds like you're making a difference too. You have a community. You'll never know. And me, like, I do Instagram. I have fun with it. I do a lot of fun stuff. I'm not going to talk technical. Your blood work is blah, blah, blah. You won't catch me doing that. I'll talk about my blood work, but won't say, oh, you need to do this, that, and the other, the medical world. But I'll talk about having some fun. That's what I'm all about, having fun. And I have a lot of older people follow me. I have a lot of younger people follow me, and they're like, oh, I show my mother your stuff. And come on, I want my mother doing it. I keep on showing her your stuff, and she knows you. And when I put stuff out there, my local friends must be going, oh boy. But I just want to help somebody. I want to help them feel good. That's what I want.
Yeah, and when that's the bottom line, we all do. I mean, we're doing this 24-hour thing. We're not getting paid for it, but we do believe it will spread the word and it will raise awareness. So that's why we're doing it.
And thanks for having little old me on. Like I said, you got a lot of big names. They're probably like Karen Minos. So yeah.
Well, just trying to do every sort of person that's involved in carnivore, and I always say this about members, like when I was at the Steak and Butter Gang, or even, now with the school community. When you meet somebody who has no interest in this other than health, they've got nothing to gain from it financially, and they love it, and they want to tell everybody about it. It's just so amazing to actually help people, and I don't know. I just feel we need to try and get ahead of the game with getting carnivore out there. And it's ordinary people. It isn't all doctors, or it isn't all biohackers. It's somebody who plays pickleball. It's somebody in their who just wants to get fit. And that's what we're trying to do. And you fit that category.
Thank you. I mean, we all know Dr. Chafee's going to say, don't eat vegetables. Vegetables are trying to kill you. You don't know what Karen Miles is going to say. Yeah.
So, have you had any struggles when you started? Have you had lack of sleep or anything that people might relate to?
Like I said, I had the cramp issue, but I had that with low carb as well. Bathroom issues, having to rush to go to the bathroom, loose bowels and stuff. What I found helped me with the bowels is I do iodine. I do like 5 drops of iodine in my coffee every morning, and that helps firm up my bowels. We talk about poop in the carnivore world. Stop laughing, you people out here. I see you. We talk about poop in this world, in this space. So that helps me, the Lugol's iodine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think people have that misconception that that that's not a good bit of advice because it's not coming from a doctor. But there's plenty of doctors out there giving that advice. Plenty, absolutely. Like Ken Berry, for instance, is saying about that, and it's not a substance that is easy or a compound that it's easy to get because our food system is so depleted of all basic minerals. So you're not going to kill yourself with a drop of iodine, but you might see an improvement. Definitely.
Yeah. Hey, I know I want to talk to you about Steven. So I got a CAC score done, and I've talked to numerous people about it, but I'm just going to throw it out. Hey, a lot of carnivores have a 0, and you want it as low as you can. I know my buddy Audra has dropped her CAC score now that she's carnivore. I don't know what my CAC score was beforehand, but I just had it down like 64 and a half years old. And it was, now I was on the statin for years and years and years. And they say if you're on a statin, it's probably not going to be good. Sure enough, it was 369 and 400's not good. Mine was 369. I'm like, oh. So I've heard Dr. Ovadia and a couple others say do vitamin D, K. Wait, what am I saying? Vitamin D. What?
Yeah.
What is it?
Vitamin MK7 actually is what a lot of people say.
Which one?
MK7.
MK7. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. Anyway, but the most common thing is D3 and K2.
Yeah, D3 and K2. So I just put a couple drops of that in my coffee, and it is what it is. But Lord knows what it was before I did carnivore, or what it would be if I didn't do carnivore. Probably be 1,000, right? If I didn't do carnivore. So what? Got Italian background, grew up with pasta, and my brother's like, "Don't you miss pasta?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I know my body does not like it. My body gives me aches and pains. The main reason I'm doing is joint pain. Joint pain. My knees bother me. My shoulders, my back, my hips, and it doesn't bother me now. And that's my number one reason. And I want to still continue playing with my grandkids who are en route here from New Jersey. They're traveling 1,000 miles to be here today to play in the ocean and everything else.
So why did you get the scan then? Was it just because everyone talks about it?
Yeah. It was pretty cheap, like $79. It was local. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it done, see what happens. And I'm not going to run out and get another one. I'm going to get it eventually and see what happens. But
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you get one in isolation, it doesn't really mean anything because it's all about, are you slowing the progression? Are you reversing the progression?
Right.
What was the trend before? So I think that I was very late to the races and I should have got more scans all the way through, but I just got one just before I went low carb, and I haven't had one since. I now regret that because I'd like to have seen the progression.
Yeah.
See it slowing. But, I'm less bothered about numbers than I've ever been. The more I do this, the more I realize the numbers are not reflecting the person's health. Seriously, I think I get a set of bloods every week, at least once a week, and go through it. Doesn't really relate to what the person is experiencing at all.
Right. And I was talking to the carnivore doctor once, and we were talking about getting a test done. She said, "What are you going to do? Something different, Karen? What are you going to do? What if it says 369? What are you going to do?" Which makes sense. Am I going to change anything? No. I'm going to still keep on eating how I know I should eat. The proper human diet. Eat the meat.
Yeah, the proper human diet, which of course is a brilliant thing that Ken Berry.
They're very yes.
Yeah.
So
right. Well, we're going to. Richard's gone. He'll come back in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to leave people with? Any way to contact you, or any advice you want to give?
You can find me at my name's down there, Karen.s.miles.3. I didn't pick an Instagram. If I was to pick one, it would be Carnivore Cheerleader, because I don't know, I just cheered on a lot of people, and I like to do that. But that's where you can find me. Oh, I have a YouTube channel with my buddy Jackie Jam. It's called the Carnivore Twins. We haven't been very active, but we just have some fun videos on there. So check out the Carnivore Twins on YouTube. But that's all I have. I'm not here. I don't coach. I don't, sell. Maybe Redmond's real salt. But other than that, I used to wait 10 years before I ever had an affiliate code. But other than that, I'm here to inspire somebody and help somebody along the way. And gentlemen, I appreciate you having me. Richard, go follow me because I'm following you, all right?
I most certainly will. As soon as we finish the 24-hour, I will be straight on to my Instagram following you.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen, for having
On
me.
Instagram. Is that right?
Take care.
Thank you, Karen. Bye-bye.
Bye.